Am I the asshole for trapping a stranger in my parking stop as my daughter needed to pee? This happened earlier today and I'm worried I've turned into an inconsiderate Too long did not read at the bottom. Written on mobile. I live behind a popular station and cars normally park on my road to commute to work or to pick up people from the station. Because of this, parking is limited, causing some people to park illegally across driveways or on double yellow lines. Before the lockdown, this one woman took to parking on our private driveway while she waited for her friend. The driveway is obviously part of my garden but directly behind the station. Each time she did it I asked her not to cause we need our parking space and it's our private property. She would tell me she wouldn't be long and would normally be gone after 10 lanes. I've caught her doing this 3 times and seen her on our security system 11 times. Today, I left in the car to pick up my daughter from nursery. When I returned she was waiting for her friend in my driveway. I flashed my headlights but she indicated that she would be a few minutes. This is where I think I messed up. My 3 years was in the car and needed to pee badly. My 7 months was crying as they wanted to be held. I pulled up across the front of my driveway and got the kids out of the car, then went into the house. As the lady realized what I was doing, she opened her car door and asked me to move my car. I ignored her and went into the house. My 3-year-old made it to the toilet just in time. And the baby calmed down after a cuddle. By now I could see the lady's friend had arrived and she honked her horn so I would move my car. I ignored her, called my husband and told him what happened. He said he was 15 lanes away and he would move the car when he got back. She came to the door knocking loudly and asking me to move my car. I told her via the kitchen window she would need to wait 15 lanes as I wasn't putting the kids back in the car to move it and she shouldn't have parked on my driveway. I was a bit of a condescending twat in the way I spoke to her, but I didn't swear and wasn't blatantly rude. But I was dick. She lost her mind and swore and hit the door. It was locked and she couldn't get in. I told her to calm the F down as she was upsetting my kids. She said she was calling the police and I said go ahead, but with all that's going on it's a waste of their time. Plus I had a security camera that would show I asked her to move plus the other times she parked there. My husband arrived 20 lanes later and moved the car so she could leave. Too long did not read. Random woman parked her car on my private driveway. I blocked her car in so I could get my kids into the house and let my 3-year-old use the toilet. She had to wait 20 lanes before the car was moved. Am I the asshole for not moving the car as soon as her friend arrived?
Not the asshole. You're a legend. Good for you. That'll teach her. Selfish woman. You don't park on people's driveways without their permission.
Not the asshole. You asked her multiple times not to, and she continued to act like she was entitled to use your space. The part where you were driving home and she said she just needed a few more minutes made me mad. It's your house and your driveway, like WTF. I think you handled this perfectly TBH. Also, if she does come back to harass you again, definitely call the cops.
Not the asshole and block her every time. She knows it is private property. She has been warned. She now has to deal with the consequences if she continues. Let her call the police so they can tell her she is wrong.
Not the asshole. You've asked politely multiple times that she not park there. Her response was totally disproportionate. She is not respecting your property or time, but expecting you to respect hers. You had a kid that needed the bathroom, you did what you had to. Editing to add that I would definitely make a police report, first so that if it happens again and she does call there is a record of you trying to resolve it, but also so that you can start asking about getting some parking enforcement in your neighborhood.
Not the asshole. You were more than patient. I would have had her towed the second time she tried this.
Not the asshole. I will almost always decide that it is better to work around rude and difficult people than to get in a confrontation with them, but this woman's behavior is absolutely ridiculous. In fact, she is so far out of line that I wish you had called the police to resolve it and or made her wait at least 1 hour before you moved the car. Making her wait even longer may have escalated things to the point that they were unsafe for your kids, so I guess that would be a poor choice, but it is still tempting. Not the asshole. I would have called the cops on her, telling them of your verbal efforts to get her to stop, and showing them the security footage.
You said it yourself, you were a dick, but in this case you were absolutely justified in your actions. I have 2 young kids, I know exactly how much hustle and juggling of all the things is involved in keeping your head above water day to day. She parked in your driveway and had the audacity to be angry that she was inconvenienced, when you yourself had to park on the street because your spot was taken. TBH, you gave her more chances than she deserved, and she chose to learn her lesson the hard way. Bet she won't try that fuckery again. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. She knew it was a private driveway. You asked her several times to stop doing it, and she ignored you anyway. You had your kids with you, and you didn't have to cater to her needs. Hopefully she learned her lesson and won't park there again.
Not the asshole. This is what you get for parking in someone else's drive, even when asked nicely not to. Just a side point though. Sounds like you're in the UK. Laws concerning driveways here are shocking unfortunately. If the police had arrived, you would have unfortunately been in the wrong legally. Astoundingly, it's not illegal to park in someone's driveway. But by blocking her in, you're blocking access to a public highway, which is against the law. Maybe consider putting in a droppable parking column. Hope she's got the point either way now though.
Lol, not the asshole whatsoever. But that lady is a huge gaping a hole. Imagine parking in someone's private driveway, being asked to move multiple times and then getting pissed that the person to whom the driveway actually belongs blocks you in. I wish she called the cops so they could laugh in her asshole face.
Not the asshole. You had already politely asked her several times not to park in your driveway. You did not curse or yell at her. Play stupid games with other people's properties and you'll win stupid prizes.
Not the asshole. It's your driveway. You can park there however you wish. Not the asshole at all, you're too nice if anything.
Not the asshole. She chose to park there, and ignored your signaling. You did the right thing by not going back out. Especially when you had children with you. If you have proof she was banging on your door, see if you can get her done for harassment. Not the asshole, you were still too nice to her. If I was your husband when I arrived I would have walked in the house, had dinner and then thought about moving.
Not the asshole. She probably never had any intention of not using your driveway as her personal parking spot. Your children needed you at the time and all you were trying to do was get inside your own house. The nerve of that woman to even yell at you and bang on your door. I wish one of you had called the cops. If anything, you have been more than patient this whole time. I would keep the recordings and document her car info in case anything else happens.
Not the asshole. And I bet that's the last time the asshole parks in your driveway. Go mom. Star.
Not the asshole, and please update us if she parks in your driveway again.
Not the asshole. The temerity of the woman to stay in your driveway after you drove up is unreal. Even without the previous history, that alone is unconscionable.
You are the asshole, but only for karma fishing here. Not the situation. You're not the asshole about that. I mean, come on. You know you were justified about that.
Hello, officer, this rude woman parked across her own driveway. She's blocking my car. Officer, do you live there? No, I just parked here, and now I want to leave. She's blocking me. Arrest her. Officer, arrest her for blocking her own driveway. So it's no big deal when you have to wait for her, but she expects instant complaints from you. Fuck her. Not the asshole. And for what it's worth, if I were your husband I'd have come home quick, but only to explain that her threatening behavior was not okay, and make her wait a good long time in the process. But I can be a bit of a dick like that. Edit. One way people deal with this sort of problem locally is to have a chain across their driveway with a padlock. Not as expensive as installing a gate but does the job.
Not the asshole. She acts like she's entitled to use your driveway. You did just fine.
Not the asshole. You already asked her politely once, and she was an asshole about it.
Not the asshole. Maybe she learned her lesson. If not, do it again and call the police on her as she continues to park on private property. Not the asshole. Honestly, you should share this to our petty revenge. They would love this there.
Really? You need us to tell you if you're an asshole for inconveniencing an extremely entitled person who's been parking on your private property? Some of you really can't handle standing up for yourselves, huh?
Technically I think you would have been breaking road rules, as I don't think it's legal to park in front of a driveway even if it's your own. I'm basing this on where I live, though obvs it might be different for you. But you're still not the asshole. The absolute cheek of this woman to be pulling a classic, "It's all right, it's only me." A phrase my dad used constantly for people doing selfish behaviors like this, then getting upset at having a taste of her own medicine. No more Mr. Nice Guy on this one. From now on, if she parks in your drive, she's getting towed. You've been more than patient on this, and she's shown she clearly doesn't give a shit about inconveniencing you.
Not the asshole. Hopefully she'll learn she shouldn't trespass. She said she was calling the police. Hello police. I trespassed on private property again, and the property owner parked on her property and blocked me in. Such entitled energy.
Not the asshole, but if you're in the UK, I think what you did was technically illegal. Get one of those lockable parking bollards for your drive and stop her from parking there. Or put up a sign charging for parking, say £100 flat fee unless pre-arranged with the owner. When she doesn't pay, take her through small claims court every time. She'll be forced to pay. Not the asshole. Don't want to get blocked in? Don't park in a stranger's driveway after they've already told you you're not welcome.
Not the asshole. You're a badass. Don't let that lady push you around. Let her call the police and inform them that she is trespassing and you have asked her to stop.
Not the asshole. You were more than patient up until now. The woman got what she deserved. I would have been much less polite and told her this was her last warning. Next time you will have her towed.
Not the asshole. Good on you. I would have called to have her towed once she refused to move for the rightful property owner. Good lord, she has some cojones to speak to you like that. Next time be prepared to call the police. I was not the asshole as soon as "child had to pee" came into play. Lady asked for this. And if she dares to give you crap after this, report her stat. You have the security footage to back it up, because I am seriously unnerved that she had the audacity to physically hit your door and screamed at you from outside, and this is whether you had kids or not. That she knew you had kids inside? Just makes her that much worse.
Not the asshole. Good for you for taking a stand. Hopefully she'll stop parking in your driveway now.
Not the asshole. She was in the wrong. You even made arrangements to move your car at an inconvenience to you and your husband after she was rude and on your property. The welfare of your kids, and quite frankly just your property alone, makes you not the asshole here.
Not the asshole. Who parks in someone else's spot driveway. Hope this is the last you hear of them.
Not the asshole, and let her call the police and save you the phone call. Then when they arrive, you can show them the videos and have her trespassed. You were way nicer than I would have been, that's for sure.
Not the asshole. If I might recommend, put up no trespassing signs on your driveway. Between that, you asking her to move, and video, hopefully you can call the cops and have her towed.
Not the asshole. I actually like this revenge a lot.
Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. You are a total legend. You had repeatedly requested she not park on your private property. She has no one to blame but herself.
Not the asshole. You were totally in the right and handled it well. The woman in your driveway, however, is an asshole of monumental proportions.
Why are you not just calling the police?
I would have started watering the garden. But I am that petty.
Not the asshole. That's legendary. You can use your driveway however you want. It's yours, not hers. She should park her car somewhere else if she doesn't like it.
Not the asshole. Look into getting her towed next time she parks on your property.
Definitely not the asshole. How dare she? You should have been the one to call the police after she hit your door. If she comes back, you should call them.